Trent, our surprise guest is here. Speaking of, there was a hire today with Mr. Stacy Searels getting hired back to Georgia as the offensive line coach. And, you know, who better to know about Stacy Searels than a man who played for Stacy Searels, was an all-SEC center for Georgia, and is now center for the Tennessee Titans, Mr. Ben Jones. Ben, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Happy to be here. Thank y'all for having me on.
Man, it's a big day for University of Georgia getting a new offensive line coach, something near and dear to your heart, right? I mean, you played for Stacy, were recruited by Stacy, so like I said, we appreciate you coming on, but just wanted to give you a little bit of time, your reaction to Coach Searels coming back to Georgia, and what it was like for you getting recruited by him and playing for him.
Yeah, I have a great relationship with Coach Searels. He's a guy I probably talk to a couple times a month, and he called me first thing this morning. I woke up to a phone call from him this morning letting him know he's a guy that I trust. He's a guy who kind of made me into the guy I am today. He molded me into a man, and I thank him for the world of that. And I give him a lot of credit for my success in my 10 years I've played so far in the NFL to him.
No doubt. And I wanted to talk to you. This is a show that's based on, recruiting, centers around recruiting. And when you're working for Kirby Smart, one thing that you're going to have to do is hit that recruiting trail. And you've experienced that firsthand with Coach Searels. So just kind of tell everybody in terms of recruiting and how that's going to go down. What is Coach Searels' approach like? Things like that on the recruiting trail.
Yeah, I was easy sell. I wanted to be at Georgia. And the relationship he built with me right away, it was a guy I trusted. It was a guy I wanted to work for. And you got to think, Kirby Smart was my recruiter on the other end at Alabama. That was my two top teams, and y'all know where I ended up at Georgia. So you got to give Coach Searels some credit for recruiting. He beat out the big dogs, so we always give him a hard time about it. I talk to Kirby all the time. It's like, man, I live 20 minutes from Tuscaloosa, and you let me go to Georgia. You must not be that good of a recruiter.
Absolutely. So you're busting Kirby's chops a little bit. One thing, Ben, that we do with talking recruiting and things like that, Trent, Jed, and I on here every week, we see all the time now, especially with that connection of Kirby Smart, and we'll kind of transition that a little bit, the talent out of the state of Alabama, and especially in this 2023 class, Ben, Georgia is going after kids in the state of Alabama very, very hard. Just what is that dynamic like, being a standout high school player in Alabama, knowing, the tradition of Alabama and Auburn, those two types of schools, and schools like Georgia coming trying to compete for those recruits?
Yeah, it's hard to get them out of the state of Alabama. They have two staple programs that have been really successful over the past decade. But I have all the faith in Georgia. Guys want to come there. The facilities are unreal at Georgia. The coaches they have, you can see how they're developing talent, and it's paying off for them. The guys are getting drafted all over the board, and guys are having great careers at Georgia. So guys are coming there. You're winning games, winning a championship now. They can say that was the only thing holding us back, is taking that next step. So why not Georgia? Why not guys from out of state wanting to come to a powerhouse college and win a championship and be at the coached by the best guys?
And Trent, I've got one more question for Ben here, and you can ask me one if you got one that comes to mind. But Ben, I wanted to ask you from, you mentioned just then, that national championship was kind of that final hurdle. Coach Smart has been recruiting at a great level. Now he brings in an experienced offensive line coach, somebody who's been there at Georgia. Coach Bobo's coming back. Coach McClendon's coming back. So it seems Will Muschamp, a bunch of Georgia guys that are there. So just kind of talk twofold, I guess. What was it like for you seeing Georgia win the national championship as a former player? And then how do you think having all of those Georgia guys there on the staff is going to impact the program going forward?
Yeah, I was ecstatic for the guys. Just seeing finally stepping over that last hurdle. I know we were so close a couple years while we were in college. They've been there. They've been right there on the 4-yard line once in the SEC championship, to on the last play of the game in another national championship game. So it's just great as a fan, as a former player, to take that step. And I know it means all the world for Kirby and those coaches, how hard they work. And just now they can say, hey, we can get it done here. So they can go into people's houses and families know, like, hey, they're going to win championships. And finally making that hurdle, and now everything, that was the only thing they couldn't say when they went into somebody's house in recruiting.
Trent, you got anything for being here?
Yeah, I mean, this is more on the team side of it, but what kind of I guess style of offensive line, what does he like to run? He ran a lot of RPO stuff. I know he's not necessarily the offensive coordinator, but his offensive line ran a lot of RPO stuff at North Carolina the past 2 or 3 years. What's this kind of style on the offensive line?
He's a guy. He demands a lot of you. He wants a physical offensive line that plays at a high level every snap, and he gets the most out of his guys. You look at the O-lines that he had there, me, Clint Boland, we wasn't 5-star. We were 3-star guys who were able to compete, earn his trust, and get out there and play a lot of meaningful snaps. I think me and him both started over 40-something games in the SEC because he's going to play guys who get after it, tough guys, and they want to win football games. And now being able to get that talent at Georgia, they're going to win a lot of games. And those guys are going to get a rude awakening when they come to practice, and his intensity and the way he attacks every day.
Now, you've been a little modest there, Ben. It's exactly 49 starts over there at Georgia, and you were a team captain, first team All-SEC. Also, helped pave the way for Derrick Henry's great season there at Tennessee. Guess I want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on right now. What, are you going to make another run coming back for year 11? What's it looking like with the Tennessee Titans?
Yeah, free agency is right around the corner. We're excited as a family, and it's been a blessing blocking for Derrick Henry. Such a great guy and an amazing teammate. He is a special kid. But yeah, I'm gonna try to knock out a couple more years. I'm gonna try to win a championship, and that's my goal. We've been playing at a high level here, so if it's here, somewhere else.
I mean, my man's over here saying free agency. He's saying you're gonna have to bring it in. We're gonna have to do a little deal here. But as far as Derrick Henry, I wanted to ask there. When it came down to the game, did y'all have a little side bet going on? Did he have to pay up on any deal there when Georgia took down Alabama?
I think it was the first time I actually won some money. I usually just walk over there and hand him $100 before the game, and I'm gonna remember. He hasn't paid me yet. I always paid as soon as it happened, so he owes me.
He owes you for that. He owes you for some of them holes. I mean, I know he makes his own holes sometimes, but man, you're opening up some holes for him. I guess one thing I wanted to ask in terms of that, the transition, from the SEC to the league, how would you say that Coach Searels' style was compared to when you got into the league? Is he a pro-ready type guy? Like how did you find that your coaching under Coach Searels prepared you for the NFL? That's
why my career is what it is. His coaching style, his way he taught you in the meeting rooms. The reason I'm still in this league is because I play through injuries. I'm tough, but I know the game of football. I'm a guy who can get everybody lined up, make all the calls, and that's what he taught me: how to be a leader, how to make every call for the offensive line, how the guys to rely on me in our room, and guys to look at me to make sure we're on the right page. So he got me in there making checks, making sure I knew where the blitzers were coming from. So he prepared me for the next step. And when I got to the league, it was just like a stepping stone, because guys in the SEC, those are the guys who we're blocking every week on Sunday. It's just everybody's got them. Instead of you're blocking up 4 good guys a year, you're blocking everybody's got at least 2 on every team now.
Absolutely. Trent, you got anything else?
You talk about the Alabama guys. You got Julio over there too. So you have a little side bet with him too.
I'm sure I had. It's all gentleman bet.
He's collecting from everybody with that one. That was a big time win there. Ben, I guess the last thing I wanted to ask you is, you said you got a couple more years left in you trying to make a run at a championship, stuff like that, with a coach like Coach Searels and talking to Kirby Smart, like you said, a bunch like you do. You ever have think after the playing days are over, may have an itch to coach yourself, keep going after it?
We'll see. I know I got a couple of good years of football left in me. So when the next call of life, that's why I got into football. I wanted to play at a high level, and if NFL didn't work out, I was an education major because I wanted to coach. So I could see me coaching at some level. I don't know if it's high school, college, or pro, but I can see I'm gonna be in it some way. I love ball too much and want to have my hands in it in some way.
I mean, you could go take over somewhere, get Tavares to come in there and be like your OC wide receivers coach. I'll go have a good time. Go coach some ball together.
That'd be that might be more distraction than anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, guys, this has been Ben Jones here with us. Ben, thank you so much for joining us and just giving us a little insight on Stacy Searels and what Georgia's getting going forward. We really appreciate you joining Rumors versus Facts.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all got a good one, and I'm happy he's back at home.
Absolutely. Well, Ben, thank you so much. We'll catch you. We hope to have you on again sometime.
Just let me know. Good talking to y'all.
All right, good to see you, man. Thank you.